As most of you know, I have a real serious knack for loving organization and compartmentalization. Having everything in its home and in containers is part of everything that I do. And my Jeep and my truck are no different. I like things to be organized. So when this company, Maiker, reached out to me and asked if I would do a demo of this product of theirs, which I actually think is really clever for the Jeep, I obviously jumped on the opportunity. So I opened up the box. I'm doing this full reveal of the box with you guys here. I have some really nice directions that are clear and obvious as to what it does and how it works and how to mount it. So it takes some pretty simple little Allen bolts that hold it in place. But what this effectively does, and I'll do a quick demo of how these little clip pieces work. So they're pre-screwed. So you have these little holders that go on, and these pouches that effectively give you a storage container for inside your Jeep. And these are obviously, they love the America thing because Jeep America, obviously, that's how it goes. Jeep's out here with the Jeep cover that I got, also the American flag on it, ironically. But what these do is you have these dead spaces on the side of the center console. Like if you put a single pen in there, it barely even fits. So those are pretty useless compared to the space that's actually there. So this company makes these that clip right in here, and you'll see there's a little bracket that goes up and over and across, and it gives you one of these on the opposite side, and then a little bracket that clips on the bottom here. I'll go get those and start installing those so that you can see how easy and quickly this goes on. And again, there's pre-threaded nuts or nut certs on the back of this, so there's not a lot of tools needed. So this is an easy way to add extra storage to your Jeep. And if anyone has been following this channel, I have the 16 gauge strong boxes under both seats. These are great, but also you have to have the key to open them. You have to take the bolts out for the seats. So having something like this where you can actually put more stuff in your Jeep without it necessarily being in the place where your legs are. This is obviously going to have a good amount of clearance for where your legs are relative to how this sits in the vehicle. So I'll hop in afterwards and show you the spacing and clearance so you can see what it would be like to have that in your vehicle. But again, having extra storage in a vehicle that's this compact is super important. My Ram truck does not have these problems. I have tons of storage everywhere, but the Jeep has always left me wishing that there was a little bit better storage for all of the things you keep in it. So let me pop on to the next and show you what it looks like installed. So you can see step 2 here. When you basically on the driver's side, you're hooking over this clip that goes over the top where that pin holder is, goes over the top and then tucks the bottom under it. You can see in this picture, they actually have pictures of screw indentations. And that's because when this person was installing it, they're obviously compressing the screw against this surface. And so because these tolerances of where this is are going to be slightly different, and because manufacturing is always off a little bit, you're gonna find some little bit of complication installing this. I just did, and I'm pretty sufficient at doing this type of work, but just to note that you want to go slow, don't over tighten. This is aluminum, so those this piece here is actually pre-tapped, so it has threads on the inside. So if you over tighten and compress against that, you can strip the threads out of this, and you might have to go grab a little nut to go on the end. Just so you know, for the installation itself, this is all done in 3mm Allen. Your 1/8 will be a little bit too big, and your 7/16 will be a little bit too small, and you'll probably mar up the end of that. So if you don't have a nice 3mm or a long one, an actual Allen, an L Allen would be much more appropriate. I didn't have an L, but I do have these little bits, so it worked. They do have these cutouts here so that you can go in. I just used one of these and a 1/4 inch wrench to tighten them, but this is what the final product looks like. And I'm on the passenger side in here now, but what this gives you is not only do you get each of these like side saddle holders, which again, I'm 6 foot tall and sit in this Jeep all the time, and it comes nowhere near my leg unless I lean really hard into it. And the same for the driver's side. I was just over there. I'll do it again so you can see the clearances. These 2 screws go down from the top, and again, you want to be careful when tightening those, or maybe even preventatively on that part that I just showed you that has the ability to mar up the plastic from the factory. You can put a little buffer on that. They give you some little rubber pieces to do that. I didn't, I just put it in as is. It's actually really nice because not only does it give you these 2 side pieces, but this also gives you this center tray, because this, obviously everyone knows these little bags are terrible. I already did a video about zip tying these, and even that's not that great, but it gives you a little place to hold stuff here. And so once this is all tightened in, you'll have this nice tray up top to hold things, and these side ones, which are really convenient for storing all of your Jeep stuff. And just so you can see it, this is me in the Jeep on the driver's side with the foot on the pedal. I can feel like the hair on my leg touching just ever so slightly to this thing, but I would have to like lean pretty hard into it to ever touch that. So it's completely out of the way. Again, this is Maiker, and they actually do a bunch of different Jeep and off-road vehicle accessory pieces. So check out their Amazon page. They have all their stuff on there. This one, again, I love the idea of adding extra storage. They have a lot of features like this. I would just be really mindful and slow. This is aluminum and it's pre-threaded, so you don't want to strip those. And make sure you put the little rubber pieces in there so that the rattle won't be in there. Obviously follow your instructions, which they did a great job at showing. Let me know what you think.